Yo, it's your boy Direct. Right now you're watching Don't Quote Me. This is just a clip. But if you want to see the full episode, click on the link in the description. And please, like, comment, and subscribe. We dropping every single week. We're bringing y'all more celebrity guests. We're going to have more funny moments. Rock with us. Let's go. With this whole battle going down, it sparked up the question, what are the top 10 diss records of all time? Not verses, whole records. So I had each person come with a top 10 diss records, and then we're gonna put out a consensus top 10. So MJ first, what's your top 10?
Yo, with no further ado, at number 10, Easy E, real MFGs. You know what time it is. West Coast. You're going to see a lot of that West Coast on my list. Because let me tell you something. That West Coast is something serious. Hey, they don't play, you know what I'm saying, out there, Alvis, as you can see in this last battle.
Think they care about Alabama?
Nah, I don't think they care about Alabama. But I'm like Diddy, pause. I got allegiance to nothing.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go ahead and say timeout because I'm saving you.
No, let my I'm like, he like Diddy.
Yeah, I'm like, I got allegiance to nothing but the hotness. So West Coast, you got number 10. At number 9, back to the West Coast.
The hotness a code word.
You not the game.
Yo, don't ever disrespect my son Fifth talking sitting next to me.
It's a 50 is the guy. 50 is above.
Don't say G you not.
But that's what it was on 300 bars. 300 bars was like the first time you got a rapper to rap that long. The beat switches, DJ Ski, the whole 9.
You didn't fall asleep and wake back up.
I think I know every word to it. I forgot my cheesecake. That's what I told the cops.
You a different man.
Bro, that's what I'm
you
saying.
can recite the whole 300.
He know it. My mama took me to 50 Cent.
Is that 15? Is that 15 minutes long?
I like Dorothy exploring Doors Clues.
I like Lloyd Banks. He reminds me of SpongeBob.
That's the best intro.
Right. Yo, I went down to my local bodega, got that Lloyd Banks CD. Sound like I was on some Radio Raheem.
Sound like Vanessa Williams at 88.
Yeah, they said Olivia cute, but they said the man. So it's Black Wall Street. G, not.
And then the beat drop.
300 bars and running.
Yo.
Yeah.
So yeah, number 8, we're gonna keep it on the West Coast. DJ Quick. Dollars and Cents.
Yeah.
Him dissing MC8.
Banging on wax.
Oh my God, the first rapper to bang on wax. Bang on wax is DJ Quick. And when he said the EIHT, shall I continue? Yeah, you left out the G because the G ain't in you.
That's hard.
Listen, fire. Number 7, we're going to keep it right here again on the West Coast. What just happened? Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar, he made a crip walking anthem, had the whole world.
First off,
ain't no
that's hold on. Yeah.
Remember where you from now?
Yeah.
From
First off, you heard not about it.
My bad. He
ain't make nothing for the Crips.
It's an LA gang song.
Tell him, PC, what's the catchphrase?
What?
He said, yo, part of
my Wooty. You got a part of your Wooty.
Part of your Wooty, yo.
Yeah. Yo, he made the gangbanging anthem that the gangbangers got both sides got something they can do something too.
He turned Casanat into a Crip.
So he's like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm a good boy.
Yo, I'm a good boy was crazy.
He got caught up in the moment.
Yo,
absolutely.
I never heard someone apologize and say I'm a good boy.
He did. Number 6, again, West Coast, Dre Day.
Yo, what's up with your list, bro?
West Coast ain't scared to diss you at all, and they will stand on it. So yeah, Dre Day, which was probably one of the first hits that became him being for everything from the video to the song.
Everything you've named
is West Coast.
Everything, all 5 so far.
All right, let's go to number 5. No, now we're on number 5. Number 5, East Coast. Let's go with Pusha T. Story about it, Don. Like I think being Drake, he was the number 1 guy at the time, just like, now. And it was like dropping the bomb, like him like dismantling Drake the way he did. It just ruined Drake's flawless record. Right. Like in hip hop first, and then not Kendrick.
It made him produce a child to the world.
It was
that deep, yeah.
And you know what I do when I listen to diss tracks? I pretend I'm the person that they're dissing, and that's how I can tell how good it is.
You was in your feelings? You was in your feelings when Adidon dropped?
No, listen. I pretend I'm like, if I was Drake,
would
this really bother me? And I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, this nigga cooking me. I would never want to hear that again. You know what I mean? So that's how I listen to diss tracks. Number 4, Beanie Siegel. Dissing Jadakiss. Speculation talk over. Dig this. I'm trying
About the sun kiss like a soda and make J to the moi. Put his lips on his nine and really kiss the game goodbye.
Absolutely. I mean, the way he was going at the time, the way that the DJ turned the volume down, it just felt like there was so much more. Nah, I don't want to pop his A fella. Tell me, oh my God, sick. Number 3, let's go with Nas, Ether, East Coast. I went straight West Coast. Now I'm on the East Coast. So yeah, let's go with
You got Ether at 3?
Ether at 3. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what he did to Jay, again, Jay was the man, but Nas was just, I mean, he's flawless. I mean, he's perfect. Number 2, back to the West Coast. Ice Cube, No Vaseline, leaving NWA, going at them straight at, like, it was beautiful. Number 1, no surprise there, the GOAT himself, Tupac, West Coast, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And probably
7 out of 10.
You gotta say the name.
West Coast.
Oh, hit him up. Listen, what Pac said, hit him up. I mean, that is like the standard of what a diss is. I saw it in this at certain times. They were like, yo, I don't want to hear Family Matters or Euphoria. I'm like, where's hit him up? Where's his hit him up? Where's his? So when you hear that, it's like, yo, that is the epitome of like, when I write a diss record, it's got to be that good. So that's my top 10. Don't
What
quote
you
me.
got, June?
All right, man. All right, so I'm gonna start it from the bottom. We got Drake back to back. I feel like this the first like crossover diss record like for the club.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody's seen it before. And the fact that, like this was like the first time rappers was kind of responding very fast to each other. And you know what I'm saying? He was like, I waited 4 days, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? I came through bumping, hey, y'all ab. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? At the time, everybody knew what time it was with that song. Like, he had that whole summer turned up with that. So that's one of the best tactics I've seen in the battle rap. He kind of killed Meek's whole joint with that. So got that as number 10. Number 9, I got Kick in the Door by Biggie. You know what I'm saying? This is it's more subliminal. You know what I'm saying?
Who was he shooting at?
He was shooting at the whole New York, like everybody that was coming at him, and Tupac, everybody. He was going at Ghostface, Ray, Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hit Nas on Godson, he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like what? You ain't know about that Biggie war? Who you thought kicking the door was for? But that's my heart. Y'all still tripping about that jiggish. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But yeah, so he was dissing all of them because on the Purple tape, you know what I'm saying? Like, Raekwon and Ghostface had a skit, you feel me? Because basically Nas, Illmatic had the baby cover,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? And then Biggie Ready to Die came out that summer after that and had Biggie as a baby on the cover. So, the song is called Shark Biters, you feel me? Like biting. Like, and back then, like, biting was a no-no. So even something small like that, like album covers and stuff. So there was coming at Biggie on that, like, you know what I mean? And then that's why he had the mad rapper on the beginning, like, yo, hey, yo. Who you talking to, son? Like, you know what I'm saying? He was mimicking Ghostface. You feel me? So people in New York, we all know that. So, that's why I got that as number 9. Number 8, for reasons that MJ said, Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just right now is like the current anthem. I know it's new, but, I feel like it closed like the end to like, the top beef ever, probably, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop.
Biggest beef ever.
Yeah, biggest beef ever. yeah. Hey, yo. Pause, man.
He said, yeah.
But yeah, man, shout out to Kendrick, shout out to the West Side and all that, you know what I mean? Number 7, we got Jay-Z Takeover, man.
Okay.
This is like, this is what I grew up on. This is like one of the first disc records I heard, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the time, I had bought Blueprint back in 01, being young and like hearing him like going that Mob Deep and Nas at the time, it was like unheard of. Because, Nas was like held like at such a certain high level. And then Mob Deep, like, you know what I'm saying, they was who they was. And then like, for Jay, like he was like at the top of his game at the time to just like, you know what I'm saying, come out with the Prodigy at the Summer Jam screen, you know what I'm saying, with the picture, like it was crazy. Nobody's ever did that before Jay. You know what I'm saying? So that whole tactic going, and then it led into, the Blueprint, which ended up being one of his best albums ever. So it was like one of the best rollouts of a diss record I've ever seen. So I got that as number 7. 6 is 300 Bars. MJ, you broke that down perfect, so I ain't even gonna get into that. Y'all already know. And then number 5, I got Common, the Bitch in You. And this is a very underrated diss record, but man, like when he went at the whole West Side Connection and all that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy because, Common was known as a peaceful brother, you know what I'm saying? But the whole concept of the beef was dope because, Common came out with that song, I Used to Love Her. And then he said like, oh, a few West Coast dudes hit it in the park. Like, you know what I mean? Like they ain't like it. And I'm lying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like well, basically, Common basically was just saying, like, West Coast kind of came through and messed it all up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, like, West Side Connection kind of was like, nah, like, hold on. What you mean we came through and messed it all up? And then, Common, we never heard him diss somebody on record. He came back and he went crazy on him. And he won the beef, in my opinion, with this record. And number 4, No Vaseline, Ice Cube. Like, damn. Like, shit. that joint crazy, man. Even to this day, you hear it back. You know what I mean? Like, ruthless, like no pun intended. Like he was going at the whole ruthless record, you know what I mean? And Easy E, the whole NWA, you know what I'm saying? Exposed. He was like the first dude that wrote all the records and exposed all that, and like it was very ahead of his time. And it was a very angry Ice Cube at the time.
Yo, Yella, stick to producing. Is that the same thing as Drake telling Metro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely Ice Cube. Shout out to Ice Cube. Number 3, I got I got Jadakiss diss over here, but we're gonna put it in with the Checkmate. I gotta put Checkmate in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Checkmate response to 50, crazy. You know what I'm saying? I remember where I was at when I heard the joint. Like, some of those records you just know where you was at when you heard it and stuff like that. I remember being in Brooklyn, like yo, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 50 was like the biggest thing out at the time. And then, for Jada to come at him the way he did, like, this song was getting played like at school dances and stuff like that. It's a diss record. I'm trying to tell you, right? It was kind of weird. Like, it ain't like something you could bop to, but just it was so hard at the time. Like in New York, everybody was just playing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And nobody came at 50 like that. And I think that was like the best beef towards 50. Pause. And then number 2, Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? Tupac. Yeah. Even as a Brooklyn dude, man, I got to give it up to him. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the most lethal diss records ever. Yeah. Most scathing. You know what I'm saying? Personal, all that. Like. To this day, you could bop to it, you know what I'm saying? And then number 1, I got Ether, man. Ether with Nas, you know what I mean? And reason being, bro, like, that Nas and Jay-Z before this whole Kendrick and Drake was, to me, was like the biggest battle ever.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Biggest battle ever. And I remember being in New York, listening to that record, and then it being, like, dropped on Hot 97 by K. Slade. K. Slade dropped that record, rest in peace, on Hot 97, you know what I'm saying? And then people was calling in on voting on who won. And everybody was like, Nas killed him, you feel me? And like this led up into Stillmatic, which was like his like return album, his like most triumphant album. And this is like the album that made me want to rap, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day. So that's why I got number 1 for sentimental and just personal reasons and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's dope.
Yo, P, we gonna make you go last, man, because you got an unorthodox top 10. You know what I'm saying? But
get the people mad.
At 10th, I got Back to Back.
Okay.
9, Storia Adidon. I feel like a lot of stuff that happened recently couldn't have even happened without Storia Adidon basically happening first.
Facts.
8, I can't believe none of y'all said this, but The Bridge is Over, man. The bridge, like,
got to.
Would we even have diss records in hip hop if it wasn't for The Bridge is Over?
You think it's trash?
But 7, I got Checkmate. You know what I'm saying? You won't win. You don't even feel comfortable in your own skin. That was crazy. 6, 300 bars and running. I think the ill thing about 300 bars and running, 1, is a 15-minute diss record.
That's what we tell you.
You know what I'm saying? And I listen to every single second of it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that,
no skip.
It wasn't like he just rapped over different beats. He strategically put them in there. Like when he said, take the industry and watch the whole industry take over, and then it switches to the takeover beat. And then when he said, the underground is mine, I treat it like home. That's the reason niggas are saying my name like Mike Jones. He said, I said, and then that beat came on. And then, like, that was so creative to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody is going to hit multiple pockets like that on a diss record again. So I even though I was definitely a G Unit 50 Cent fan, I couldn't even deny how fire Game was on that. 5, I got Eminem, Nail in the Coffin. I feel like a lot of people look at that as like he destroyed somebody's whole life with that. And there's like on a lot of these disses, it's like, okay, we went on and we still rapped and we had successful careers, but a lot of people mark that as the end of somebody's career. So I think that was huge. 4, Back Down. With me, I know 50 Cent was gonna be on this list, and there's a bunch of different joints you can go with 50 Cent. But back down, just the whole Jeffrey Atkins, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like that stood out to me. That was like the shot her around the
They
world.
do not know
put
me.
their hands on Jeffrey.
So number 3, I had Takeover. I'm surprised y'all had Takeover so low because when I listened, in preparation for the show, I listened to everything back like 3 times, and I was like, nah, this is so incredibly well written.
That's a fact.
Like, if it wasn't for Ether, if the battle ended at Takeover, people would be saying Takeover is the number 1 diss of all time.
That's a fact.
But I think the hit of Ether, same way how Kendrick hit Family Matters so hard, it kind of just swept out everything from under the rug.
Canceled it out.
But for years, it's been Ether versus Takeover. 2, I got Hit 'Em Up for obvious reasons. I think Hit 'Em Up might have the hardest first bar of any desperate. It's gonna be between that and between like I'm sorry, Drake is your pops. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Those 2 ways to end off to start off a diss record.
Yeah.
That's a gut punch. And 1 is Ether. I mean, I think a lot of people have this as their number 1. I just didn't know as the years went by if Ether would stand the test of time or people would be like, nah, this is actually better or this is better. But like a lot of people want to say Ether is low-hanging fruit, but it's bars, you know what I'm saying? It's timing, it's impact, and then the stuff that was low-hanging fruit was just funny. You Tybo Ho. Who cares? So what you got, P?
I'm going to make a lot of people mad with my 10. Because first off, I'm setting it off being biased. I was either going to put my son Joe in here or Lauryn Hill, and I went with Joe.
Hold on, you was going to put Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
Word?
Which one?
Yeah.
Lost Ones?
Lost One.
Yeah.
Does that count as a diss record?
I mean, it's her mad at Wyclef.
I know.
Like,
Is that a woman scoring? Or?
right. It's more like
Yeah,
it's more like a woman scoring than this record.
All right, we
But
got
my
you.
son Joe, he got so many. He done had beefs with all type of rappers. He done went at Saigon, Game. Who else he had?
Ransom.
He went at Ren. He went at
Jay.
Hove. I just picked the one when he came at Hove. Talk to him. That's one of my favorite joints, my bro.
Okay.
That's what I got him at number 10. Number 9. I got Dipset when they came at Mace. It's called Take Him to Church. Yeah. That was one of the ones. No way. Yeah. What? That's my joint. I ain't gonna fry. I can name
How you started?
mad.
Casa was on that. How you started it off crazy.
Yeah.
No, everybody welcome in this, welcome in that. He wasn't welcome in the first place. How we welcome him back? Give me the back. Let me work him with that. Tell Mr. Rogers I leave his brains on the trolley track. Now, Rogers, yeah, my God.
That's fine.
The camera's on.
Burn you.
Yo, Roscoe.
Said it on the radio.
Nah, that was one of the
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
I
killed that
remember
shit,
that when
yeah.
it came out. That was like, nigga, that was like one of the highlights of my childhood.
Purple Haze album, the whole shit.
Yeah, so I definitely had to put that on there. We gonna go with today's climate. I'm putting my son Drake on there with Family Matters. Man, everybody try to act like Family Matters wasn't one of them ones, but like my son Rex said, if he didn't drop it 30 seconds later, everybody would have been able to appreciate it. And
You know what I appreciated about this? No one ever talked about his video, the
the
visual.
video is
And the
fire.
vein.
He
Crazy.
went to no home king. It ain't eight. Then he had the
The shrimp
divorce.
fries with the blammy. Yeah, with
Yes, then he had the divorce party for your man,
Time out. I saw that. He ain't even married. Wah, wah, wah.
and then he had the co-parenting party for him as
that
well.
cake was real. That cake was real. But
Go
divorce, but he
parent.
ain't even married.
Well, civilly he's married. You've been with her long enough.
Don't even live together no more, allegedly. Anyway, I rock with it, Drake. I rock with it. Okay.
7, I got Checkmate by Kiss.
Yes.
I don't need to dwell on that. 6, I got Back to Back. We don't need to dwell on that. But 5,
Drake records on here. Okay.
yeah, Drizzy, he's one of the ones.
You know,
Number 5, I got Wanksta. And I think Wanksta is the first diss record that was a club hit. You feel what I'm saying?
No, Dre Day.
I
Straight
knew
in.
both of y'all was gonna say that. But I remember in the clubs and everything,
Yeah,
you say you were wink.
gangster.
It's just like you
Pop,
couldn't.
man.
I would have hated to have been Jai at that around that time. It was like,
Yeah, you don't want to hear that one.
no, you don't want to come. You know, like Drake is not gonna want to go to no clubs and Not Like Us comes on.
No, you're not.
You don't want that. So I gotta score that high with that being like one of the first club hits. Once they make a hit out of a diss record, it gotta go. It gotta be there. Number 4, I got Beans when he did the special delivery. He was shooting at Nas, Kiss.
yeah, I remember that joint.
He shot
Styles
at
Die on the Holiday.
Yeah,
Kiss Die on the Holiday.
Shots like first of the year,
Yeah.
or they block like the first of the month. You get shot from the front to the rear. Got Glocks in the back of the truck. Got punks on the back of the street. Young punks on the back of the street with AKs in their head. You let the latest movie edit your life. I keep the latest Uzi let in the pipe. That's gangster. I'm in a class all by myself. I'm on your ass all by myself. And that's danger. You want war chump? That's what it is. Full Metal Jackets dressing your kids. JADA. I put his life on pause, no replay. Who you want to war? Me or the freeway? Yo, I ain't gonna front
Crazy,
that. That's what that's one of them ones. Number 3, I got You Who Shot You by Big. Everybody here try to act like that ain't a diss, and even Big is say it ain't a diss.
Right.
But my son Pac was not letting that one go.
It's a diss to Pop. So it's a diss.
So I gotta it ignited like the East Coast. That was like the East Coast West Coast war from that.
Right.
So I gotta put that as one of the ones. Number 2 and number 1, 2 Takeover, 1 Ether.
Okay. I agree.
So yo, we added it up. We did the math. So here's the consensus top 10 diss records of all time from the Don't Quote Me podcast.
Okay.
For honorable mention, we got The Bridge Is Over and Second Round KO.
Cannabis.
At 10, we got The Story of Adidon by Pusha T. 9, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. 8, Checkmate, Jadakiss. 7, Back to Back by Drake. 6, 300 Bars and Running by The Game. 5, Takeover by Jay-Z. 4, No Vaseline by Ice Cube. 3, The Beanie Siegel Jadakiss diss. 2, Hit 'Em Up by Tupac. And 1, Ether by Nas. But don't quote me.
That's a great.